Hey everyone, welcome back to Dr. Buddy Explains, the channel where we get into the real, sometimes overlooked stuff about keeping your dog safe and healthy. Today's topic catches most dog owners completely off guard because we think of flies as just a gross summer annoyance. But some of these insects are genuinely dangerous, silent carriers of disease that can damage your dog's organs, destroy their skin, or worse. So let's walk through every major dangerous fly type, what each one actually does, and what you can do right now to protect your pup. Alright, we're starting with the one that makes pretty much everyone's skin crawl the moment they hear about it, the Botfly, specifically the Cuterebra Botfly, which is the species most commonly encountered by dogs across the United States. Here's what most people don't know: the Botfly itself doesn't land on your dog. The female deposits eggs near animal burrows or on grass, and when your dog sniffs around, which is every dog, always, body heat triggers the eggs to hatch instantly, and larvae crawl into a natural opening, the nose, mouth, eyes, or a tiny cut. Once inside, the larva burrows under the skin and grows, creating a raised lump with a small breathing hole. You know, this is genuinely upsetting to even think about. Your dog is walking around with something alive growing under their skin, and they have absolutely no way to tell you. Behavioral signs include excessive licking of one spot, visible swelling that almost seems to pulse, and real distress. If the larva migrates toward the brain, which does happen, especially when the entry point is near the face, you can see neurological symptoms like sudden blindness, circling, or seizures. This is not something to try fixing at home. Squeezing or rupturing the larva releases toxins that can trigger a severe allergic reaction. Your actionable tip, right here. If you spot a mysterious lump with a small hole on your dog after any outdoor time in wooded or grassy areas, call your vet that same day. Safe surgical removal is the only way to handle this one. Now let's talk about sandflies, because this one has a sneaky quality that makes it especially dangerous. The disease it spreads doesn't show up right away. Sandflies are tiny, barely visible insects most active at dawn and dusk, and they are the primary vector for Leishmaniasis, caused by the Leishmania protozoan. For a long time, American dog owners were told this was a foreign problem, something from southern Europe or South America. But Leishmaniasis has been confirmed in dogs right here in the US, particularly among hunting dogs in eastern states, and researchers believe the sandfly range is expanding. The parasite attacks internal organs, the liver, spleen, and kidneys, and causes crusty skin lesions around the face and ears. The truly dangerous part: a dog can carry it for months or years before a single symptom appears. By the way, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We cover exactly this kind of under-the-radar health information on Dr. Buddy Explains every week. Treatment for Leishmaniasis is lifelong management, not a simple cure, so early detection is everything. Your actionable tip: if you hunt with your dog or adopt it internationally, ask your vet specifically to test for Leishmania. It's not on a standard wellness panel, so you have to request it. Here's one you've definitely seen in your yard but never thought of as a threat: the stable fly. It looks almost exactly like a housefly, which is kind of its whole cover story. Unlike houseflies that just taste things, stable flies are aggressive blood feeders that pierce the skin with blade-like mouth parts, targeting the ears, lower legs, and belly. Repeated bites leave ear tips raw, scabbed, and bleeding, sometimes called fly strike dermatitis. They can also mechanically transmit bacteria and some parasitic organisms between dogs. Dogs go through so much with this, and what's frustrating is that ear damage from stable flies often gets dismissed as just a scrape, when it's actually an ongoing, painful problem recurring every day. They breed in wet grass clippings, rotting hay, and compost piles, so your own backyard can be the source. Your actionable tip: clean up any decomposing plant material in your yard regularly, and for dogs that spend time outdoors, ask your vet about fly repellent products safe for dogs. Farnham Swat. Fly repellent ointment is one option many US dog owners use specifically for protecting ear tips. Let's move to black flies, also called buffalo gnats. And I have to be real, these are the ones most people write off as harmless, and they absolutely should not. Black flies don't just bite, they actually cut the skin with serrated mouth parts and inject anticoagulants to keep the blood flowing while they feed. The result on your dog's skin is called, okay, I want to get this right, black fly dermatitis. I initially wanted to say something else, but that's the correct term. And it appears as small, circular bruised or reddish spots on areas with thin fur, especially the belly, groin, and inner thighs. In severe cases, dogs, especially smaller breeds, can lose enough blood to become anemic. Black fly season peaks in late spring and early summer near rivers and streams. Your actionable tip: limit dawn and dusk walks near water during peak season. If your dog comes home with small red spots on their belly that look like bruises, don't wait. Get them seen by a vet if the spots spread or your dog seems off. We cannot finish without covering deer flies and horseflies, but these two are in a category of their own. Horseflies are large, thumbnail-sized, relentless, and their mouth parts slice like a tiny blade rather than piercing, causing open wounds that bleed. Deer flies are smaller but equally aggressive and just as determined. Both of these flies are known vectors for tularemia, also called rabbit fever, which is caused by the bacterium Francisella tularensis. The CDC classifies this as a serious biological threat, and that's how dangerous this pathogen is. In dogs, tularemia causes high fever, extreme lethargy, swollen lymph nodes, and loss of appetite, and it can progress quickly without treatment. Hurry up and get your dog to a vet if they've been in a heavily wooded or marshy area during summer and suddenly develop these symptoms, and tell your vet about the potential fly exposure specifically, because it helps narrow the diagnosis fast. Horseflies have also been linked to the mechanical spread of anaplasmosis, a tick-borne illness that horseflies can pick up and transfer while feeding. Your actionable tip after any outdoor activity in horsefly or deerfly territory, and that covers most rural and suburban areas in the South, Midwest, and Mid-Atlantic during summer. Do a quick check of your dog's skin for bite wounds, especially on the neck, chest, and legs. And talk to your vet about whether a broad-spectrum preventive like Simparica Trio fits your dog's lifestyle. Look, flies are one of the most underestimated threats in everyday dog care. The damage they cause happens silently and gradually, which is exactly why it goes unaddressed until things get worse. Knowing what you're dealing with and acting early is always the move. Did any of these fly types surprise you, or have you dealt with one of these situations with your own pup? Drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. If this helped, give it a thumbs up. It truly helps Dr. Buddy. Explains reach more dog owners who need this. Subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell, and drop your next topic idea in the comments. Your suggestions shape what we make next. Take care of those pups. They're so worth it. And we'll see you in the next one.